Hey guys, this is Jersey from JLUR Adventures, and today I'll be talking about my DV8 rear bumper and the tire carrier. So to give you a little backstory, I knew I was going to be upgrading my Jeep quite a bit. I knew I was getting new rims, new tires, new lift, new drive shafts, pretty much a brand new suspension underneath this Jeep. So unfortunately, my tire carrier that came with the Jeep could not handle a 37-inch Maxxis trepador with the few rims that I have. It's a pretty heavy combination. It's a heavy tire, heavy rim, and my stock tire carrier just could not support the weight. So there's a lot of different options available online. However, I didn't really find anything that I like except for this bumper. It did look clean, it did look nice. It was an expensive bumper, so I thought DV8 would be a reputable company, but boy was I wrong. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started with my honest review. It is not being paid, it's not being sponsored, just my honest review of how I feel about the product, and I hope that you find it helpful. So my first impressions, the bumper looks really nice. You know, I'm happy with the way the tire is sitting up high. And it does give me quite a bit of clearance when we're driving off-road. We did already test it out hard rock, and it did pretty well. However, some of the things that you need to know. First things first, when we first ordered this did not come with any kind of instructions at all whatsoever. We ended up calling DV8, and they had us look up 2 different types of manuals from older bumpers and try to assemble it. Keep in mind that the instructions are not 100% correct to this bumper because it is not meant for this bumper. So that was a little aggravating, a little frustrating. It's not as simple as you think to assemble. This back hinge has quite a bit of different things that you need to do to assemble it. So that was my first frustration with this bumper. The second issue I had was actually with the license plate adapter plate. The very first one that came with this bumper was actually interfering with the tailgate. So it was overhanging by, I don't know, I would say approximately about an inch or so. So you could not open the tailgate without bending your plate. That's a really, really big issue for me because I do use my tailgate quite a bit. So I reached out to DV8. They did send me a second plate. They did know about the issue and they supposedly have fixed it. So the second plate arrives, I don't know, I'll say about a week and a half later. And not only does it still interfere with the tailgate, but it also does not line up with these bolts back here. So as you can see, there's the 2 bolts that bolts down to the bumper. It did not align at all, which is awful. I actually sent them a PowerPoint with all the dimensions, all the issues. I mean, everything that I had an issue with that far, I went ahead and sent out to them. And they actually did redesign the license plate, which is what you see today. They did went ahead and offset it based on my recommendation. But the funny thing is, if you plan on using a light over license plate, it actually still doesn't fit. So you can see it actually sits on top of the plate because it doesn't fit. So I don't know what's going on with these people. I don't know if they just don't test fit, if they don't check for interferences in their modeling, but yep, it's awful. So the third issue that we've noticed right off the bat is the hardware that is holding the swing arm to the bottom of the bumper was actually missing. Based on the instructions, it's supposed to have a nylock nut on the inside of the bumper, which is supposed to be on the inside here, and it was completely missing from the box. So once again, for the third time, I called DV8 and they did say it's a known issue. They knew that this is missing from the kit and they went ahead and sent me out this nut. This nut's supposed to go on the bottom. You're supposed to fasten it so there is, no movement and this swing arm doesn't come out from the bumper. Let me show you something. Alright, so when you get to the bottom here, don't mind all the dirt. We did just recently take it off-road. But do you see that bolt right here? Right there. You see it coming out? Well, you can't get a nut on there. And if you can, by lifting up the whole swing arm, you still can't get the tool in there. So it's a major, major flaw. The only way you could technically secure it is by welding it in place. Or taking it out and welding a nut in place. Which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, keep in mind, guys, this bumper is not cheap. This is something I would expect from a $200-300 bumper, but this is a huge oversight on DV8's part that they never addressed. So the fourth issue with this bumper, you cannot use it with a stock tire. The stock tire does not fit. The offset is incorrect. and you can't get it there to fasten it in place. So if you have stock rims, do not buy this bumper. It will not work. We've tried. Now the next issue that we have with this bumper, it vibrates a lot. When I say it vibrates a lot, I mean a lot. It's super annoying. When you're driving down the road, it could be just a pavement road, not even, you know, off-road. It's vibrating. Like you can see this whole thing just jiggle in the window. And it makes the worst noise ever. Super annoying. You can tell that it's twisting. I wouldn't say twisting, but it's definitely moving the tailgate, and it's making the most annoying squeaking sound. You can see just me moving it, how much it can move. That's pretty much what you hear as you're driving. Super annoying. Now the other issue that we've noticed since we had this on here, and it's only been about 2 weeks since I actually got my tires because of the COVID, so there was super huge delays. My lift didn't come in for about 2 months or so, so unfortunately I was not able to test out the tire while I was still in my 30-day return policy. But if you notice, if you look on this plate here, you can see how the plate is actually bending. See it, guys? Like this whole plate is actually bending, which is, you know, again, a huge issue for me. And once again, DV8 did not do anything about it. You can see physically how far the tire is from the body. It's awful. I would definitely tell you to stay away from this bumper. I'm not happy with it. I bought it from Extreme Terrain because it's out of the 30-day return policy, and because I've been dealing with DV8 directly, they are not returning this. And DV8 now has stopped answering my calls. My emails. At one point I did send them a whole PowerPoint regarding the adapter plate, and they did redesign it and send me the third one, which technically still doesn't fit correctly, because if you use the light that they sent me from the second adapter, it still does not fit. But overall, I'm not happy with it. Besides looking nice, you know, it's not doing anything. Like it's awful. So I'm actually going to be upgrading to something completely different. But you can see here how much it shakes. So I hope you guys find this review useful. I don't typically do reviews, but I really feel strongly about the customer service. I feel strongly about the design, how awful it is, that I wanted to reach out and let you guys know, you know, all the issues I've had with it. That way you can evaluate and decide if you want to purchase this bumper or not. Because obviously looks can be deceiving. Like the quality is just very poor. Alright guys, well until next time, subscribe to my channel, follow, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.